how's it going every day? Finally got my sump back today, going to go ahead and try and get that fitted, and also if I get time I'm going to try and get the gearbox on and back on the subframe not and just sat in the car, and that would be a real good start for the night basically, because I'm not starting, this is 6 o'clock at night, so I've left myself not that much time, and one of the other boys at works with us just staying back as well because his car jumped to timing the other week, I can't remember, a while back, and he's just bought all the stuff to fix it, so he's staying back and he'll be doing that, and he's asked if I'll give him a horn with something, so I'll be doing that as well, so I'll probably be jumping between the two of them and just see how much I can get done basically before I run out of time. So I'll quickly just show you the sump and that since it's done. Finally got this back for getting welded. It's obviously taken a couple of weeks. This side was obviously the mint side. I don't know why I'm showing you that first, that's just like what this should look like. And then this side's the side that's broke like these, you can see obviously that's a weld and stuff, and we've added in this big bracer plate and I've just got some holes so you can get up and put the bolts in. This should obviously create a lot more strength, and that's welded onto that one there, and you can see down there just it's been welded to death basically. So that'll go back on, the diff will go in there, and hopefully that plate, cause I've seen that one on a couple of sumps. Alistair got an escort before that Gary had built. I take it you won't know who Gary is, but Gary had built it and he had this on the sump. I'm not sure if Gary made the sump or if they bought a sump, but I thought that was a good idea at the time, but my engine was in the car, so I knew that it's out. I thought it was a good chance to get that done and hopefully strengthen that up a bit and save myself some more issues in the future. So we're going to go ahead and just get that fired on. I don't know if I'll do it or no, just because I'm not wanting to be grabbing the camera every 2 seconds with dirty hands. I don't know why I said dirty twice there, but going to go ahead and just get that fired on and then see how far we get. So we'll see where we get to. So I thought I would do a halfway through video type thing and just a wee break for myself as well, because I'm not getting tired, just getting bored. So this is all on, obviously. All the bolts are tight, still got a jubilee to put on there just for the oil return. Diff's on, I've also just drilled through the bolt and then drilled through the side of the diff and just done a tiny wee bit. I did rift there, I'm sorry about that. Then just done a tiny wee bit of lock wire on it, and I've done that with all the bolts on the diff just because I've had problems before with them working their way slack. So I've went ahead and done that, and well, this side's just the exact same as it was before, but just I don't think I've ever showed you the engine of the car on the channel before. So basically just run standard 4x4, that filter housing and that, RS500 inlet, WRC breather, and then just put onto the big wing and one to the front of the sump. And that's just a breather for the rocker cover, and then that just goes to my catch can. It's really quite simple apart from that. So a standard really, just an oil pressure light and that, just the usual type of stuff. And I run a slightly lightweight flywheel, as you can see there's no, the back end of the flywheels are machined away, but still original size, it's no skeleton thing or anything like that. And just a AP clutch, standard cover plate, and this side's just standard basically. 2-wheel drive exhaust manifold and T38, just is what it is. Actually quite a standard setup, I would say, for them that's kind of gone out to the power rear. It's not fancy, it just works and breaks stuff. So this is basically where we're at. I actually just went home last night, no long after I filmed the last bit. As you can see, the gearbox is still out and the hubs and that are all still off. The engine's just sitting in on its cradle with the diff in there. What ended up happening last night is when I was trying to get the box on, I noticed that I wasn't selecting gear properly on one of the gears, so I think maybe the selector's not lined up properly inside the box, so there's like a wee H bit inside the box, and I don't know if I've maybe not set that up right or something, but something's definitely not right in there, so I've not bothered putting the box in, and I've just went ahead and stuck the engine in, just basically just to get it off the floor and give myself some more room to work. I've just stuck that in, and I'm just going to build that up and get an intercooler and all that back in, and radiators and all the hoses and that, just so it's just to put a box in basically, because it's dead easy to put a box in the car. I've done it at least 10 times I've had to put a box in this car, so I'm pretty confident that I could fire that together in a day. And Alistair's also trying to sort gears for the 6-speed straight cut dog box, quaif box, so he might even be able to sort gears for that before next Friday when we're doing a track day, so that would be good if we can get that in it instead of the standardish box. So we'll see what happens there, but as long as I can get everything else built up in the meantime, that means it's just a bit of box. I could even put a box in on the Thursday night and be out on the Friday. That would be no hassle. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm just going to go ahead and stick the hubs on the now, so I'll probably film some of that. So that's, I think I'll probably only be able to use the start of that video there, just because we ended up moving the camera and it was all covered in grease and that, so I didn't want to move it back. So I'll probably end up just using the start of that, but as you can see, that's all the suspension on and shafts and all that in, and roll bar back on. That's just what I was finishing off there. So as you can see, all the suspension is homemade. We made everything ourselves on this car just because it was cheap, really. So we made our own front mount roll bar. Alistair had the blades off of something, I'm not sure what they came off of. So we've done that, and then in the wet obviously you can just put them flat and it makes roll bar softer, or usually if it's really wet I'll just take a, these are just, you can't really see it there, but it's just cable tie, so you just cut that cable tie and flick that down and pull it out. That just takes the drop link away, so that's the, usually what we do. I don't bother moving this around or that. I don't really bother that much with that kind of stuff. And then bottom arms and that are all just homemade. We made them ourselves. We extended the ball joint further down just so the arms at a better angle. And then it's just set of coilovers, not 600 with adjustable or anything, just set of coilovers, set of Bilsteins. And that's it. Suspension is really quite simple. So that's that on, an engine in, and it's all the wirings back in, fuel pipes on, and everything's just about done. So oil cooler pipes and that are back on as well. I do really want to reroute these because they go in a big stupid S, but I've never got round to it as of yet. So maybe at some point we'll get round to doing that as well. As you can see, I don't know if you can see or notice, but I've tightened up. I had to tidy up real bad. There was so much stuff lying about. So had I tidied up, and it's only left me about an hour. So I've got about an hour, and I'm just going to try and get the intercooler and the radiator in and the brakes on, and then all that leaves to do is the gearbox. So if I can get that rattled in an hour, I'll be quite happy with that. And then do the gearbox over the weekend hopefully, and then be ready for track night on Friday. Buzzing. That's the plan anyway. So that's intercooler and radiator and that on, that's it all buttoned up, and hoses on and all that, and intake and everything basically, and just done the wee water hoses that were left today, and I've also just done the power steering as well. So we're basically there. All what left to do is just put the calipers back on, which should only take 10 minutes or so, and then that, I think that'll probably do me for the night, and I reckon I'll probably just make this all the one video, yesterday and today. We'll just make the video a wee bit longer and a wee bit easier to watch probably, because I can take some of the not so meaningful stuff out. I think that's the plan. And then I'll make another video reading the gearbox and getting that fitted back in. So aye, I'll quickly just get these rattled on and that'll do us, I think. done. So that's one side done. Sorry. So that's the one side done. I'm not going to bother videoing doing the other side, so it'll just be the exact same thing. The brakes are really easy to go on, as you've seen. Just 2 bolts through the top. I suppose brakes are never really that hard to go on, but it was as it made these. They're actually 6-pot Alcons off a Jag XKR portfolio. I'm sure Alistair says I got them off me. They just 355mm bell and rotors, and I meant it. I used to run Brembos off an Evo, like 4-pot Brembos, and they were guff, man. I don't know if it was the pads we ran of it, but they were terrible. Pretty these are just night and day, especially for just a kit we made. It's not exactly a kit you buy, we just made it ourselves and put them on, and can't complain. Great brakes. That's great days for the night, so I'll probably make all this one video, because I've not even started making a video yet, as I said, and then I'll be rebuilding that box. That's about it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks again for watching.